You see, there are so many things happening around us, but we register only what we want to register, never what is really happening. And because of this, you miss reality. Reality continuously exists, but you see only what you want to see. In marriage, within the first few months, the man or woman forms a judgment about the other. And from then on, whatever the other does, he or she sees from the point of view of the judgment. They search and collect arguments to maintain their judgment. That is why, if you decide that your wife is a fool, she will always look like a fool to you. If you decide that your husband is the type who controls you, he will always appear in that way to you, whatever he may be doing. If you do this, you will never be able to see all the real aspects of your spouse. You will see only those aspects that feed your judgment. This is like how when you are hungry, only restaurants hit your eye on the road. Before killing a dog, what do? We call it a mad dog and then we kill it. Just drop this attitude. You will then find a certain freshness in every person and thing that you come by. A small story. A man walked into a police station to complain that his wife was missing since 3 hours. The policeman asked him, "Can you give me details about her height, weight, etc.?" The man said, "Oh, I don't know." The policeman asked, "What was she wearing when she left the house?" The man said, "I did not notice, sir." But wait, she took the dog with her. I know that." The policeman asked, "What dog is it?" The man replied, "A Dalmatian breed with grey spots instead of black. He weighs 50 pounds and has a pure white tail with no spots on them. And he wears a brown collar with a silver chain. His name is Spot." The policeman said, "That's enough. We will find them." A husband and wife live with each other with a certain freshness for probably a few months after marriage. In those few months, they collect judgments about the other. After that, they don't relate with each other at all. They don't actually see the other person itself. They relate with the judgments. The husband relates with the judgments that he has collected about his wife, and the wife relates with the judgments that she has collected about her husband. The actual husband and the actual wife are different. They become 4 people in one house again. Just do an honest check. How long is it since you looked into the eye of your husband or wife and spoke to him or her? A very long time, I'm sure. And we feel that the early days were golden days and that life has now become boring. It is your attitude that makes it boring, nothing else. You give absolutely no room for a person to evolve. You are in such a hurry to typecast them. You don't want to take in anything new on their account. I tell you, you don't even see your wife or husband after a few years of marriage because you are happy relating with your image of them. What will happen then? You will land up like this man who was clueless about his own wife's particulars. Not knowing a wife's particulars is a very superficial level problem. The concept goes deeper than that. You actually miss the real person who's living with you. You live with your idea about the person, that's all. For just 24 hours, make up your mind that you will see your wife or husband as if you're seeing her for the first time. Receive every word or action of hers with a freshness and innocence without jumping to conclusions. Feel lovingness in you towards her. Even if she says things that provoke you, listen to those statements with awareness and respond in a calm and loving way instead of in a usual argumentative way. You will see that you are actually opening out new avenues for both of you. You are giving the two of you a new space to evolve. Suddenly you will realize that all along it was your attitude that made things look miserable. Of course, you might say that the wife too must reciprocate. But I tell you, you have the power to transform yourself and others. With just a change in your mental makeup, you can do so much. When you decide to change, your wife will automatically change her ways too. A small story. A man was walking past a cemetery one day when he heard a loud cry from inside. He felt obliged to stop and see if he could offer help. He walked in and he saw a man crying loudly near a tombstone. He was repeatedly saying, "Why did you have to go? Why did you have to go?" The man felt really sad for him. So he went near him and asked, "Sir, I am sorry. Was it your wife?" The man replied, "No, it is her first husband." Relationships turn out to be a trauma because of a sheer mismatch between one's imagination and reality. Still worse, people move from one relationship to another thinking that the next one is going to match their imagination. They go with it for some time and find out that there is something lacking there also, and then move on to the next. It never occurs to them that the lacking is actually because of their own imagination and that there is nothing wrong with the other person. They are so settled in their imaginative world that reality seems like imagination to them. I tell you, this is the starting point for trouble for us. The day we start living in the present, that day we will start experiencing joy. That day we will discover that we were under such heavy doses of imagination all along. Today it is becoming increasingly difficult for youngsters to tolerate one another, and marriages are breaking up so easily. It is such a pity to see these things happening. An awakening is needed now. Only a deep understanding can bring about this awakening. We are all ready to point our fingers at another when it comes to relationships. We forget that two hands are needed to clap and make a noise. When you work on yourself, you can make things better for yourself and for others. Don't worry about the other person also needing to change. If you read all the love stories written till now, nowhere have the man and woman stayed with each other on a full-time basis, at a functional level in reality. In a story about eternal lovers, written by Tagore, the hero and heroine decide to live as eternal lovers on the two sides of the river Ganga. Once a week they come by boat, meet each other and get back. If they do this, obviously they will be at peace during the time they meet. Every time they meet, there will be freshness in the air, because they know that they will be together only for a few hours. The moment becomes precious. All eternal lovers, be they Romeo and Juliet, Laila Majnu, Ambikapati and Amravati, they never really lived together. If they live together, their eternal love will have to be retold. The problem is, life doesn't have background music. When you watch the love stories on television, they all come with background music, and so you can easily enter into a fantasy world. Music has the power to melt you and take you to a vulnerable state. All the scenes that you see, especially the love scenes, they come with background music. You enjoy it so much because of the background music. You are completely mesmerized by the atmosphere created in the television box. In real life, you search for that music and don't find it. Writing poetry from imagination is different from writing poetry from visualization. The former is simply imagination. It is like reaching out to the sky. The latter is real. Your husband or wife is a